What do you look at when you say top of the third round, 3 offensive linemen, and then the linebacker in the corner? Any of those names you say, okay, yeah, that's really out of whack for where you had them?
No, this feels about right. In fact, Luke Fortner was my number 2 center. I had him ahead of Cam Jurgens. He goes here at the top of the round to Jacksonville. As Pete noted, that offensive line, they're finally getting serious about fixing that thing, it feels like, even though they didn't take the tackle at the top of the draft there. And then Nicholas Petit-Frere out of Ohio State. Don't watch the Michigan game. Any other game, you can see he has athleticism. He moves well in space. He gets to the second level. He sustains blocks. And he's a guy on the rise that's going to get better because he's so young.
He'll start for the Titans at right tackle. That's what he'll do.
How much did you downgrade him simply on the one Michigan game?
I didn't. And in fact, Thayer Munford, his teammate, who was the young man who unfortunately got pancaked by Aiden Hutchinson that everyone talked about, he brought it up at the combine. And I would imagine he'd been asked a lot of that by the teams. And Thayer Munford said, I understand, I did that, but I also have to move on from that. He's also a really good football player. But you can't get caught up in one play or one game to define you. And I think Thayer Munford, it seemed like it was tough for him to get his brain around that. Petit-Frere had a much better game, but I think he's going to be a better player outside. Thayer Munford will kick inside and play guard.
65 through 69 starts the third round. Those are your 5 selections at the top of the third. But what do you think of Ritter being the number 2 quarterback off the board, and what do you think about him going to Atlanta?
Well, he was my number 2 quarterback, and I think this is a great situation for him, like Brady talked about. You go there behind Marcus Mariota and probably play 5 games, then you take over as a starting quarterback. But you don't have to rush him, and that's the good thing. He can sit and learn. He probably needs to do a little of that. But he's athletic, much like Mariota. He can move. He's much more athletic than people give him credit for. He ran better than people give him credit for. He was my second quarterback. Great situation for him to be in Atlanta.